notifying viewers you're here. I don't know what this fan club update is. How are you doing? Do I hear a huff and a puff? Are you the big bad wolf? You're gonna blow the house down? What happened to you? You were running all over the place. Looks like you got a big beanie haircut. You don't listen? From Beyond the Ark. Think about it. And I forgot my books, so I'm working with some blank paper, so I'll have to redo some stuff right. Do, 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 do. Is someone coming down the stairs? Are you coming silently? Do you speak? Do you have a voice? Would you like to come in? Or do you just want to stare at me? I know you want to come in. Yes? 1 bark for yes. 2 barks for no. Or open the door yourself. What's going to happen over here? Let me see this over here. Okay, guys, sit down. You're going to put the camera in here? No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, buzz off. Okay, I was going to talk about Beyond the Ark. Why do you like balls? No barking. This is a discussion. I'm going to look at you, I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'm going to answer it, okay? Why do you like balls? Okay, now you don't want it? Good, because why does the dog like balls? Beyond the Ark. So what does it mean, beyond the ark? Is this the expression of something beyond the ark? Can I find the poll? But I want it. Okay, so I'm thinking basketball beyond the arc. Each team has a chance to go from beyond the arc. They're going, you go this way, I go this way. We're still on the same area space. In hockey, you know, it's not the two teams going towards like one basket in the center, like to the right or to the left. They call it your side of the court and the back side of the court. So they have the front court and then they have the back court. And then they have what is called in the paint. Now, in the paint is what is for 3 seconds. So if we're going with 3 seconds, that would be 1/20th, right? That would fit just perfect in the cube. Absolutely perfect. You get to have 2 and 2 sets of 20/20. The French say 80 4/20s. How's everybody doing tonight? For those who are here, for those who are not here, for this afternoon, for the morning, for whichever time you get to see this uploaded. Paint. P-A-I-N-T. What are they doing? You painted it. You painted the corner. So in baseball, you know, you can paint the corners. In baseball, you can paint the corners. But in baseball, it doesn't look like this, but this is basically the strike zone. Have you ever seen the strike zone in baseball? Right? It's like just about here. You know what I'm saying? The inside corner, the outside corner, above, below. Well, you know what I'm saying? That, of course, there's the stance, right? Standing at the plate. I'm just keeping this pretty simple tonight. You know what I'm saying? So we had this as courts. So we also have tennis courts. So I just want to see C-O-U-R-T, which also means short. It also means cour, which was like an area, like maybe a driveway or a basketball court. It can just be an open area. Also inside this word, it says hour. So what is it about C? Like we can look at this word as C dot hour dot R. You know these two over here, when you have 3 cubes, or even when you have 1 cube, right? What this is and what this is when we have, let me see what this is. Yes, when we have 3 down in the cube, right? We're going to have 18 above. This word over here, the conjunction of this word, of having more than 4 letters, I'm going to stop at 4 and do my equation. There's one equation and all the mixed equations within the 5. Then what we're going to do is the first, the second, the third, and the fourth. Then what we're going to do, the first, the second, and the third. So when we do this one, okay, I'm going to do C dot and then O-U-R. That'll be 3. And then the rest of this. After that, okay, it's just going to be hour dot and then T. And it's going to be 20 along with this. So it's going to reside between here and here. And residing between here and here is when the alpha met the beta. It came into creation and worked all the way through the 4 houses. Well, where's the 1? The singular. The dog took off on me. I dropped the leash and I think he pulled something in my wrist because it's been bothering me and I can't feel the pen and I have a bump here. Hey, Snoopy. Okay, whatever. So it's the house of 420, right? Why is it the house of 420? I call it this for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is the Tzolk'in calendar. The Tzolk'in calendar, if I get this correct, has 260 days. What did I say? What was I talking about? Yeah, the Tzolk'in calendar. Okay, so how many days in the Tzolk'in calendar do they call it the name days? The Tzolk'in calendar from the Aztec. The other calendar has 260 days. One calendar called the Expohulia has 365 days. It describes the days and rituals related to the seasons and therefore might be called the agricultural year of the solar year. The other calendar has 260 days. Now, the thing with 260, right, or 26, like the 26 letters in the alphabet, made up, of course, of 13 and 13. And then if you took out the deck of cards, right, you'd have 13 cards and they would be diamonds. And then you'd have another 13 cards and they would be hearts. And then you'd have another 13 cards, right? And they would be spades. And then you'd have another 13 cards and they would be clubs. Club gets numeric value 38 and 19 if you want to use the expression of plural. The spade is number 45, the heart is 52, and the diamond is 60. Right, 60. Combination 18, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 is 60. It's at the heart of the cube in 360. 360. This is where the bigger calendar comes in. When you add up 1 through 36, it equals to 6, 6, and 6. The heart area, okay, is going to be between 16 and 21. When you add up these numbers, it equals to a total of 111, making the heart position, right, what is 37, 37, 37, crisscrossing over what is the mutable to the cardinal. And that would be, let's say, the first connection, if you want to look at it, is going to be number 16P, reversed to Aquarius. And 16 is going to connect to 21, and 2 and 1 is 3, right? And that 3 is going to be a mutable sign. It's going to be, let's say, Alpha, Beta, and Earth, because it's 21, the U letter. And that's 37. So we have a mutable in the cardinal. We're going to crisscross that with the 18th and the 19th, and that's where the equator comes in, right? 180 degrees, 180 degrees, the equator comes in, which is actually RS, because if you're working, right, which side of the hamburger bun are we talking about? All right, we got to put a hamburger inside of this now. And then what we can do next, right, the hot dog. We shove the hot dog down here, hot dog down here, hot dog down here. So we have the poles. They're the offset poles. Isn't this what the Aleph letter shows you? So these are the offset hamburgers. The first 6 zodiac signs, the next 6 zodiac signs. So they put the hot dog down here. Now the question is it like this? Should I put my hamburger a little bit higher? Right? Maybe this was the hamburger and these are the hot dogs. So we got hamburger buns, right? But here I show you them offset because like above and below is this, not this. This and this will reflect, then this and this will reflect. Well, this is what this is, but when you complete this, you're going to see 2 burgers. One here and one here, except this is going to be with this. These 2 poles over here. So the Tzolk'in calendar, 200, I think it's called the Tzolk'in, but it's called 260 days, right? So when you count the second half, when you count, okay, when you count 1 over to 13, it equals to a total of 91. When you add 1 to 26, like for 260, it equals to 351. When you add 1 plus 13 equals to 14 plus 351, Is this anything and any reason why we get the 365 days? First of all, there are 4 suits in the deck of cards. For those who don't know, there's what they call the standard plain bicycle cards. There's 4 suits: diamonds, hearts, clubs, and spades. Only the queens, right? Zelda, the club queen. All the queens have different names. I think they have Sophia and Elamia, all the queens that hang out together. Each one of the queens has both their eyes, and everyone is holding some kind of flower, a different kind of flower. All the queens, their hats are like this. And when you count like this, you count by ones to the left and to the right, and you break everything in half when you count this way, because the queen's hat is this way. And if I put the cube towards how the queen's hat is, what happens to the cube? Look at that. Everything is offset. The queen's world and the cube are not on the same angles. They're offset angles. Saturn square. I'm just looking at something over here. So what we have, the alphabet, just like the deck of cards, there's 13 letters and 13 letters in the alphabet. If I use that from 1 through 13, AM, right, I will get 91. I will get 91. Where's that 91 in here? Just when you're looking for the 91, it's only in my head, I guess, right? It's not anywhere. When you add up 1 through 13, it equals to 91. When there are 4 suits times 91, it equals to 364. If I had to count this as years, in one of the years there's a leap year, I would add on 1 more. But we're not going to talk about this. 4 by 91 is 364, which is what is 13 moons of 28 days. That the average of counting 1 through 13 equaling to 91, the average is 7 by 13 equaling to 91. Since there's 4 times, multiply 7 by 4 equating to the 28-day cycle times 13 to equate to 364 days. As to when you add up the second part of the alphabet, when you go from N through Z, 14 through 26, you end up totaling 260, where the average of this, of 13 letters, is 20. The average is 20 between these two. Here, the average was 7 by 13. Here, the average is 20 by 13. this piece is, I do not know what to call this. Let me see what it's called. "260-day ritual calendar, starting with Tona, tonal." Yeah, I wanted to write down that word. I think the word was one. There was a letter O. The word was stone. Oh, so if you wrote down the word one stone and you take out the ST, you would go, what is 1-1? The ST is number 39. I'm not going to talk about that one right now. That's a 12. That's a 3. It'd be 131. One stone. Okay, that is a relationship to the numbers. The numbers have, what's a number? Where's the number located? What does it look like? There's artwork with the numbers. This artwork, it tells the story. We're in a game. This is a game. Where do you think we are right now? You joined the channel. Welcome to the entertainment channel. This is for entertainment purposes only. I use only real scenes and real people. You know what I'm saying? In fact, just about 99% of everything I use has been fact checked. For instance, let me give you an update. I've seen it before. I've seen it in many books. In fact, I read this book the other day. It wasn't a long book. It was 4 pages, and I saw every single letter in the alphabet in that book. And I know others were buying that book because it said volume 99. So there must have been others. So everybody must be reading that same alphabet. And then I saw it in French. Same alphabet. And they're buying those books. And then I saw it in Spanish. Same alphabet. And they're buying those books. So I figured we have a leg to stand on. Everybody believes the alphabet talks for itself. All you got to do is assemble the words like B-R-E-A-T-H. You can even perform the act. Look, I'm performing the act of B-R-E-A-T-H, the breath. I'm not always breathing. Sometimes I'm exhaling, right? I'm not hailing anybody, and I'm not even hailing a taxi. But it comes with life. You have to breathe. And if you start to think about it too much, it'll drive you nuts. So please don't. And don't drive yourself nuts with what you hear, what's going on in this world, because just know that there is no world outside of where I am, and everything I say is this world on this page. There is no outside this world. But the game is coming to an end, and everybody has to look a little silly. Like, I took the outside world, I put it in this game, and in this game it says, if they wind down the game and now have to tell everybody the rest of the story, 60 minutes, and here's the rest of the story. You know what I'm saying? I think I have to write that down. Because what it is 16, 17, 18 is the first part of the story. And then 19, 20, 21 is the next part of the story. Where do all these numbers come from? What story? What alphabet? Well, what about this? There's a dot here. Can anybody see that? There's one dot. Or look up here. There's numbers. Tell me if there's anything like from 1 through 9. Tell me if you can see 1 through 9 in all of this. And tell me, look, here's a lot of 9s. It's the final countdown. I only have 6 sides. Every one of these sides are 9. I have 6 sides, and every one of these sides are 9. Does it look like more? This one's showing the in-between space. Oh, we could use this one. Or I could have made it look a little bit better by showing you this one. "21, 21, 55, but with the 2 dots. So the 2 dots are above each other, a circle and a circle. a circle in a circle. If I squared off the first dot, you see it's a dot, right? So I have to look at a dot. Which way would I do it? Above and below? Put a dot here. I got that. And if I put a dot here, I'd probably get that. And then what I'd have to do, I'd have to do that. So it's almost like not above and below, but it's here and it's here. If you take a look, that double cross is just showing you here and here, here and here, like in the front and in the back, like the railroad tracks. You know what I'm saying? So what is this? What is this? Take a look at this. You follow it, right? You follow the line, you follow the line, you follow the line to here. Okay, and then you take this line, right, and you go all the way to here. Stop. Okay, now you go down over here from that line all the way to here, and you go all the way up here, and you stop. This is their meeting point at this degree. Now you have to run a line from, I think it's here. Where am I supposed to run? I think I have to run the line backwards. Anyways, whatever this is the, wow, I have a terrible time of sometimes explaining things, eh? And I'll explain to you why. Because I was a little over my head in that explanation. Anyways, just to let you know, this is from the Aztec. These calendars combined created 52-year cycles called the calendar round. The Tona Pohulia used for divination combined 13 numbers with 20 day signs. The Exio Polio tracked the agricultural year with 18 months of 20 days, plus 5 unlucky days, the famous Aztec stone or sunstone. You know, I just talked about 39 is 73. It's an air sign, an air wave. It's also number 28, standing with what is AI, the split house. Inside the word one, the numeric value is 34 as 15 and 19 or the letter OS, like perhaps an operating system comes in. The assembly of ST and stone is what is also like what is first, which splits, or what is a straddle horse taking on two sides, perhaps two sides of a track, or what is two different tracks connecting two different tracks. At the same time, the word sun is 54. The numeric value for the cube is also 54, looking at Rubik's Cube. The 5 unlucky days, why are they calling them? Is it because of 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals to 3 and 2 equals to those 5 days? Why the 18 months? Is it because of the 12 edges and the 6 centers of Rubik's Cube? Is it 5 unlucky days because when the cube stands still, there's always 1 day in the dark? There's going to be 20 to the high side. There's going to be 20 to the high side, and there's going to be 15 to the low side, representing what is T and O. So what happens is the cube itself, first of all, to let you know, another connection for 20 is 5 by 4. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals to 5 and 4. 5 times 4, 5 plus 4 is 20, and 9 equals to 29. This is where the sun cube, the numeric value for the word sun, the numeric value for the word love, the numeric value for the word fox, or what is noted to be as 666. Also the feminine down here, or the or the vague. It's funny the way it starts with VAG, and in French it's called the wave. right? Vags are the waves of the ocean. The cubes themselves, okay, the feminine is also known, which is the mother, is mare. Mare is also noted to be what is the ocean. Cubes in the ocean, tetrahedrons, and others as well. The number 20 is expressed in French as an association of what is electrical, connecting cats up in 4 different houses. Or let me speak in English. In French, when you say 80, you will say 80. When an English person that hears this, like myself, right, unknowingly and being very basic, it sounds like 420s. The number 420 is what is exactly what it is. 4 times 20 is 80 is 8. And 420 or 4 hours is 240 plus 20 equals to 260. So the second half, the smaller calendar of 260 is what is 4 hours, 20 minutes, 420. As well, that when you go into the Olympics, you end up with first ST, second ND, third RD, and then your fourth TH. And if you put the T next to the H, you can say teach. And you repeat this TH, okay, all the way up until you get the 20th. So you run the TH from 4th all the way to 20th. Now, before you heard me say, we run it from 3rd all the way to 20th. It just so happens, I think the word is selenium, in which I think, what was that again? Hold on a second. I just want to see so I can get this right. Yes, extra celestial. Yes, right. Okay, hold on a second. I just want to see this on one thing. Okay, you said the same thing he said. Literally, when he said it, I received your message. I'm curious. Can I know? I don't really know what they're talking about. Oh, okay. Maybe it's the electricity. First of all, I looked that up. Okay, and yeah, are you grounded? I mean, when I don't know. The I don't know, lightning. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Lightning. I mean, it travels from the air to the ground and like boom. Um, yeah, usually I don't give out my birthday and tell them my birthday is in October. And I never tell them it's on the 4th day either. And I never tell them it's in 63, but I just won't tell them the year. Okay, so that was covered, right? So yes, so the 3rd and the 4th walk the same plank. There's only one number in between the two. When there's one number in between the two and you split it, what do you get? How do you split the number in between the two? Secondly, there's 3 levels to this. There's 1 level, 2 level, 3 levels. This is actually Rubik's Cube. I'm just showing you it as the dice cube because it tells you there's a script going on here as there's a script going on with Rubik's Cube. With Rubik's Cube, it's the colors. There's reverse colors. There's 3 sets of 3 sides with reverse colors. And there are 9 of them. Everybody's putting the cube back to the same color, but that's not really the way the cube is supposed to be done. As I think it's Music Magic said, it's all vibration, it's music, it's whatever it is, however that works. And I am going to agree with, I have zero experience in it, but I see what he says, and it just, the numbers work out as well. And I mean, I love it. I'm a fleshy robotic. Do, 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 do. Don't say nothing wrong about me, 'cause I'm thinking on my own. Stop right there. Don't go any further. I'm not interested to buy your vacuum cleaner. Nope, not interested. I don't care how much it is. You know, I'm not 199 years old for nothing. I like to sweep up my own room. Like that. I've got Alien Rad 10. That's a 10, right? So I've got 510. Or would you say this is 500 and this would be just one? Right? This would be 501. I don't know. I'm just fooling around. I'm just taking a look. Let me see what that was. That was pretty funny, eh? That was pretty funny. Look the way the light pole seems to be going through here, through here, through here. Which way is that light going? Take a look at that, eh? So what's going on with this picture? No, and I'm not fooling around. You know, I'm really, but there's got to be something like, wait a second. What if we fold it? There's something there. I know there's something. There's something. I don't know. I'm always finding something. There's got to be something. Maybe it's a ghost. Anyways, do you see these over here? All right, they're coming in. This is going straight up. This is coming in from 4 different directions while that's going straight up. So what is that? How many directions are there actually? And not only that, you see over here, right? It takes up 2 different sides, right? 2 different sides. One plugs here, and then one plugs all the way below, right? The post into the ground, right into the ground, penetration right into ground. And then the electricity is now in the sky. I'm showing Saturn over here. Look at the green. Is that green Saturn over there? I don't know. I'm going to have to put this over here. Get my lazy feet up and take a look what's going on. See, I thought that said FM. Oh, it does say FM, right? That's 6 through 13, right? The first 6 days of the week of creation. 616 is what is 13. We end up with the 617 of the 6 that we are in creation. 076923 times 13. 076923 times 13. In fact, 076923 times 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6 times 7 times 8 times 9 times 10 times 11 times 12. Take the 12th and the 1st, the 2nd and the 11th, the 3rd and the 10th, the 4th and the 9th. Bing, bing, bing. We have our first 13. 4 and 9, 13. Then we take the 5 and the 8. 5 and 8 and 6 and 7. Okay, they pair up at what is 2 times what is 076923, which is 153845. I mean, you can see it over here what I'm talking about, right? It's right here. I'm just showing you what's right here behind you. Right? This is the 13 moons that come out of here. When you join the first one up here, part of the cycle, with the 12th part of the cycle over here, right? Or if what you're going to connect over here is Aries, and then you're going to come to Pisces. So let's say you're at 12 o'clock and you go to 1 o'clock, and what you did is you put 60 minutes on the clock. Or what is 720, right? And going over back to 1 o'clock, giving another 60, be 720 plus 60. So now you're in the cloaking room. You're down by the Vatican. You've now connected all the zodiac signs. What happened there? $780-210. See, this is basically just 7 and 8. 7 and 2 is 9, 8 and 1 is 9. There are 9 here. There's 1 that centers 8. And then there are 2 and 7. Or what is What is 1 of 9? What is 2 of 9? Together, do they make what is 3 of 18? Or do they make what is 3 of 9? By the way, there are 3 hearts on a cube of 18, of 21 dots, 3 are hearts. They will make 3 of 9. That's all there is. 3 of 9 and 3 of 18 as well when they both talk of each other. Now, the lower part of all these 9 numbers is 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10. The upper part of these numbers is 6, 7, 8, 9 equals to 30. In this work that I do in the equations, it's all the same. A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4 equal to 10 or 1. F, G, H, I or 6, 7, 8, 9 or what is 6 and 9, 15 and 7 and 8, 15 equals to 30. It's a 3-to-1 difference, just like 3 and 9, just like 1 and 3 or 3 and 1. Or how about the 7th inning stretch? Why are they stretching? There's 39 outs. It's at the bottom of the 7th inning, but 6.5 innings being played. Do you know what else is 6.5? Although it's 11 in the 7. Do you know what it is? It's the 6 and 6 zodiac signs. At 0.5, that's where they connect. It's not more than, right? It's the extension in order to connect between the first 6 and the second 6 zodiac signs. 6.5, 6, bottom of the 6. 39 outs. 39 also represents the angels. Do you know we run a 3-1-3-1 cycle? The 4th year, February 29th, adds on an extra day, creating 366, or what is a perfect 122. Why we get 3 times 122 to create 366 days in a year. Is there another thing we can do at 122, 212? Yes, freedom. 212, when you have 2 of the same number, put them on each side of one of the numbers, and then use 2 of the numbers for the equation. For example, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2, 3 and 2 equals to 5. And on the other side, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals to 3 and 2 equals to 5. Put them on each side. What you got left over? You have what is 2, 2, 1. So 2 times 2 is 4, right? And 2 plus 2 is 4. That's going to be 8 plus, 1. Let me see if I did that right. 2, 1, 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Times 1 is still 4. but 2 plus 2, but 2 times 2 plus 2 is also 4, and you add on the 1 separately, right? The 1 joins everything from the heart. It exists and doesn't exist at the same time. It is everything around it, and everything around it is part of what it is. Check. There is none here, but it still exists within. So this, what this number 78 and 210 is, which is pretty freaky because of a few weeks ago. Let me take off the back for a second, all right? We'll get that back after. So 5 times 6 times 7, or the average of 666, is what is 18. When you multiply it, it's 210 for 228. Half of this is 114. Regardless of that, it's 12 times what is 19. What is 6 by 19 is part of what is in the Quran. This is just doubled up of what is already written in the Quran, something about this. The number 210 or 21, every number, okay, every single face of a cube, regardless of what you see, it's Rubik's Cube. There's 9 areas. So if I'm going to show you 7, there's 2. If I show you 8, there's 1. This is a singularity on the cube. There is no others. All the other numbers double up. There is no reverse 7-2, but there is a reverse 3-6. There is a reverse 4-5. There is a reverse 6-3. There is a reverse 5-4, but not this. 210 is also, when you add up 1 through 20, when you add up 1 through 20, it equals to 210. When you add up 1 through 15, it equals to 120. When you add up 1 through 15, it equals to, yeah, that's right. Okay. Okay, so what this is here is the reverse cube, okay? The reverse cube of 1 and 5, okay, is 2 and 6. When you add up 2 through 6, it equals to 20. When you add up 1 through 5, it equals to 15. Not such a big deal, right? But the thing is, they all calculate to what is 5. 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15, 20. 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 5 is 20. This is where the oceans and the moon come in. This is where the circuitry comes in full and in part. 2, 4, 6, 8 equals to 20. 1973 equals to 20. Or how about 19 fire, or 91 fire, or 9 and 1 fire, to what is 73, or 7 and 3, or 37, right? Which is the heart, which is the air sign, is the heart of the entire 360, is all entitled to the air sign. The 360 degrees is based on 37, right? It's 1 through 36 equals to 666. The average is 37 times 18, I think 0.5, or is it just 18 by 37? Yeah, it's 18 by 37. And those are 2 air signs, and they both represent the cube. Not only that, the Greeks and the Hebrew both use the G sounding Gimel and Gamma for their 3rd letter. And that's actually completion. That's, I don't know which way to say it. I'd rather not. Just before we have a completion, right? Or before we reach the other side. Yeah, okay, we'll say completion. For instance, I'm not sure which way to say this because I have 2 visions of this. It's just, okay, we're just going to do this. Hold on a second. I'm not sure if this is going to exactly explain it, but anyways, when I get tired, that's what happens. A1, B1, C1. I go back to this position. Now it's D, it's 2 because it's on the second level. D is on the second level. And then it's E is on the second level. And then F is on the second level. And then G starts back where A and D are. And that's on the third level. And then after G is H, third level. So they 3, 3. And then I is on the third level. So G, H, I are on the third level. Well, the same thing over here too. But this is a square and that's a triangle. Same answer. 147 GAD. 1, 2, 3 in this direction, but it's 147. They're all cardinal signs. And then you have in this corner here, BEHL. When I add the fourth one on over here, right, I can do this again to 4, right? But I'm not going to just talk about that yet. So what it is ABC. Imagine if we started at 10, right? And then I minused 4 and I equaled to 6. And we said, okay, we're going to put 60 seconds on the clock. Where did the 4 go? Is that 4 the clock? The fourth letter is Mars. The fourth letter for Mars, what is D, is also noted to be 500. The number 4 can also be 4 dots on a cube. Now these 4 dots on a cube, you know what? They're on all 3 of these. The 4 dots are on all 3 of these. Mars comes with air and fire, and so does Saturn, and so does Jupiter. And Jupiter is an assembly of what is how many? You might see 5, but is it an assembly of what is 4 and 1? As we can see, 4 is in existence here, and 1 is in existence here. Or is it an assembly of what is 3 and 2? We can see on this cube, just check this out. See that? Nothing in the center. There's not a fixed sign, no fixed signs. In fact, water and earth are not there. But they're over here. Water, earth, water, earth. So if I turn it, look at that. Each one of the hearts, missing a cardinal, missing a fixed, missing a mutable. In fact, look at that. The water and the earth are gone, but they've reemerged inside of what is Scorpio and Taurus. 4, 5, and 6, FED, 15, the vibration running through the 2 fire signs. 15 is also a number to get 2 points inside the game of cribbage, in which the game runs to 120 and 1, 11 times 11. Did you know 11 times 11 times 11 creates 1331? So the 11 is now going to create a pair of 13 and 31. And the cycle, the electric moon cycle we run, is what is 3-1, 3-1, 3-1, the 3 years, and then the 1 year to the leap cycle. Or we can go 31 and 13 and 31. That equals to 75. Electric is 75. So what if we went 13, 31, and 13? Well, that's 57. Well, that's the word moon. Did you know that the word moon, not the word moon, but the numeric value 57, a 4-letter word with 57 equates to 51? The numeric value for Mars is 51. The numeric value for the word puck is 51. The numeric value for the word puck is 51. Do I have to use all 4 letters? Maybe one of the letters in puck should be on the side. Maybe the K letter. You know, the K is a representation of a V with a 1. It's telling it what? More than, less than? I don't know. But the K is also going to represent the canine and could be the dogfish. Why? Because it's Aquarius. Where is Aquarius? In the sky? Because there's a lot of, there's a lot of electricity up here. I can feel it. I touch my cat. Zzz. Okay, so, so I was talking about cribbage. 4, 5, and 6 equals to 15. You get 2 points in cribbage. You also get another 3 points for the straight of 4, 5, and 6 in a row. So it's a 5-point play. And that's where the energy is in 5, in Leo. Everything connects to Leo in the 5 position. But when it comes to the zodiac and 13, right? When it comes to the zodiac, why 13? Because you connect 1 over to 12. That's your 13. 1 over 12 equals to 13. I lost my trend of thought. Just give me a second. So you now have the energy. Yes. So with that said, you have the 12 signs. And when you connect 1 and 12 equaling to 13, you become 1 at the heart of 12. Did I say that properly? Yes. You become the 13th. That is the 1 at the heart of the 12. Let me try and see if we can do this. Let me show you this in the back. Hold on a second. Oh, God. Okay. First, I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to take this down. Okay, don't want to do that one right now. I just wanted to throw that up one just to show you. Oh, yeah, hey. We don't want to do that one either. Hold on. I'm getting there. Every time I bump into something, and it looks like martini glasses turning over. This is Fibonacci. Hold on, we're getting there. I should erase a lot of this garbage I have here. We can. I'll bring this one up. This is your 12s, right? This is your 12, 12, 12, 36, 36, 36. Over here, I join them together. This is 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. Over here, the 3, 3 comes together. Joined together in I am right over here. This is from the game of 36. They call it the roulette, game of summer. Oh boy, where is it? I'm soon going to forget what I'm talking about, and I'm thirsty. So, oh, come on. Oh, man, I got so many things. I'm not sure which one to bring up. Oh. Okay. So what you do with this one here, okay, is you take this one and you can leave it there if you want, but I move it. And I move it up to this position over here. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I put it right here. And then when I add up this one and this one, it equals to that one, and I put it right here. I move this, I spread it open, I put it right down here instead of it being here. Then when I add up this one, the 2 to the 11, it equals to that one there. In fact, you add up 2 of all of these, and this one becomes the heart and ends up over here. Do you follow what I'm saying? The 13 completes the gap, and everything rises to this one. Everything pairs up in 2s and equates to this one over here. And no matter which one you divide by 13, no matter which one you divide by 13, they will all be a piece and part of this one over here. 076923 times 2 equals to this one. And these are the only 2 you need for the rest of these. This one will happen in the 3rd and 4th position in another order. First it'll be 0, then it'll be 2, then it'll be 3. This is actually telling you a story. We skip 1 because 1 is not in the same realm. 1 starts here. 2, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 11 will all have the same numbers of 461538, 461538, 461538, 461538, 461538. All the others will have 76923, 76923, 76923, 76923, and 76923. And when you add them up, they all have 6 digits in each one. And when you add up every single one of these digits together, they equal to 27. Gives you an average of 2, 2, 2, 2. Did you know that the fourth dimension of numeric values of 1 through 36 equals to what equates of 90 plus 74 plus 58 is 222. Or we can go 78, 74, 70 is 222. It's basically the fourth dimension of these numbers. I'm sorry. I'm just going back. I didn't read any of the comments. Sorry about that. I'm going to run upstairs and get myself some water. Thank you for the heart. What's this? 0 feels like this found me for a reason. I'm into gematria and numerology, followed the life. Okay, so do you have any direct likes? Oh, I missed something here. 6, 7. Yes. So the upper level of what? First of all, 2160 miles is 3467 kilometers. It's what is apparently the diameter, I think it is, of the moon, or is it the circumference? And that's what is the hexahedron, which is 3 times 720, which is 1.5, what is 1440 minutes in a day. 7 and 6, 1 times 6, 1 plus 6, also noted to be what is the king and the jack. They have 7 and 6 eyes. A representation of 7 and 6 is also in numerically, Mars is a 51 in a balance act of A1Z26. Earth is 52. I'm basically working more with the 1 through 26 periodically here and there. And more or less, I am working with 1 through 7 basic gematria. That's why I call it just numbers. There was a reduction I wanted to mention before that I did not. It was about 7 and 10. It's how the numbers come from, where is 7, where is 10, and where is 13. Right? It's part of how we cycle. What is 1 is like 10 is like 1, counting to a single digit. 10 or 1, 13 or 4, 16 or 7. And if you get to 16, right? If you get to 16, you're also going to be with Cancer. And if you get to 13, you're also going to be in Aries. And if you get to 25, you're going to be back to Aries. And if you get to 37, connection of everything, back to Aries. Aries connects. Should we go to Taurus? Right? Even Taurus will hit 37, but not the same way. This is going to be 2, 14, 26. Oh, the doghouse. Right? 38. 50, 62, oh, the Queen, 74, energy, Jesus. 86, dividing the 7th gate. 98, the high heavens, the last one. This is Venus. Where would you like to go at Venus? Would you like 2 times 1 Venus? Venus becomes itself. 2 times 3 Venus? 2 times 6 Venus? Or how about 8? 2 times 4 Venus. After that, it becomes less than. Binary shows you 1, 2, 4, 8. Does anybody know binary? Double up. 1 to 2 to 4. Look at that, I just made a triangle. 1 to 2 to 4 to 8. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Over to 4, 8. And we just keep going back and forth. It creates an hourglass. And now, without even knowing it, because what we did here, we can now do it here. Same thing. Now, guess what? Just because I can do it here with 6 numbers, I can do it here with 6 numbers. Now I can do it here with 6 numbers and here with 6 numbers. And I can do it all the way around. Even the numbers that have no equation to it can be done to create one because of that pattern. All I'm looking for is that pattern to tell me the rest of the equation. Every single one of these equals to 27. And now this is 13. And now when you go to the Aztec, when you base everything on sevens, 999,000 one more time. And it doesn't matter. It's a division of 7, so it can never go past 6. 1 divided by 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The highest you can get is 6 and 6. Where will this get you? If you added 6 and 6, 12, 1 and 2 is 3. Should you be over here? But you won't be over here. When you take 6 and 6, or perhaps what is the zodiac signs, and add them together, would you not end up over here in the 5th position? You'd be in the ocean position, dictating that within this sun cube, that the power is within the ocean. 714285. 7 times 1, 7 plus 1 equals to what is 8 and 7. 7 times 8 is 56, the white wolf. 7 plus 8 is 15, and 56 is 71. We start over again. The 6th position and the 1st position equals to the 7th position. The 5th position and the 2nd position equals to the 9th position. And the 3rd and the 4th position equal to the 9th position. What is 7? What is 13 equates into our alphabet. And not only that, the 25,920. Would you like to see how it connects to the minutes, the hours, how it connects to pyramids? Irregardless, I'm hearing noise upstairs. It's almost time to let this go for now. But I will be back, but I'm not done. I'm here. Come, come. Sorry about that. Okay, where were we? Where were we? Good evening, Chris.
How are you doing, brother? How you been?
How you doing?
Great. I've got a question for you on these numbers with Washington. His birthday in the Julian calendar is February 11th. And I've had all these occurrences with me with the 112 or the 211. And it's truly amazing. Like every place that I've been, it's been where he's already been. And then finding out later that he had a tour there or he was there. It's really wild. It's like the spirit world of him has come through to me because I drilled into a tunnel system on December 14th, the day that he was unalived. And then I bought a house inside of the pyramid of the $1 bill on
Okay,
April
so
15th, 1999, the day that Abraham Lincoln was unalived. And
what was
those
that?
both
What
men.
was the 99?
I bought a house on April 15th, 1999, and April 15th is the day that Abraham Lincoln was unalived.
Right, but anything you do cannot equate into any equation other than for yourself. But by bringing it up to me, I only can find the significance with that because it'll only be pertinent because anything that's personal cannot, how can I say this? It only can help you to where you align to bringing the service of the number to another or
Okay.
onto yourself,
Because it's
other
with
than your own
May, my
birthday. But
birthday, the
with
Aquarius,
this
you know,
this is Taurus
wild.
Aquarius.
Like
Okay,
I want
it's
to
a
give you an
direct
example.
correlation to 13. I
Yeah, and then
just
the
finished with that exact number 2 seconds ago.
and on top of the hilltop where the oaks are planted, there's one pine tree and three to represent the number 13 also. And when you come into the neighborhood of the Goonies neighborhood, you remember the movie Goonies?
Mm-hmm.
The mansion that was torn down in 2007 was the mansion. And guess what? Remember One Eyed Willie?
No.
One Eyed Willie's treasure is what the kids were trying to find. The Goonies, the One Eyed Willie's treasure. One Eyed Willie is George Washington. One for the $1 bill. I of the secret of the dollar bill, the eye of the phoenix, right? And then the W for Washington. And then and the Willie, Jeep Willie, that FDR used during World War II, because he's the man who printed
You
the
know, if
map
you
in
talk too fast, your
1935.
story's going to be very vague to me. I'm just trying to
Yeah,
keep
I
up
know
with
it's a
it.
lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So what I'm
So,
just saying is, One-Eyed Willie in the movie, who had all these treasures below the hilltop, is George Washington. And when I was a child, I used to drive by that mansion after that movie, and I always thought that that could be the Goonies mansion. And in the movie, there was the foreclosure people and the mob families. Those are the same people that are involved today. And then there's Throw Mama from the Train, which was my landlord that I lived in the basement of the Goonies model home of the neighborhood. That's 2,222 square feet at 11 Sherman Road.
Sheman Road.
Yeah, they added an A to Sherman. William Tecumseh Sherman, who moved Civil War treasures,
Okay,
they added an
so
A to
so
the name.
in this, I'm going to stop you here because I just want to go over what you said because I can't get into too much
Okay, I won't go anymore. I won't. I know it's a
what
lot.
I'm on.
It's
So
insane. It's just amazing. That's all I can tell you. Is the spirit
the
world
only
is
thing I
real.
can do for yourself is, to me, I see this in the word Washington is communication amongst the entire cube. One of the things for it is the expression of the ing, which represents 30, which is represented in four quadrants for the 4 months of 30 days. The W is for the communication connecting what is A, the split house, with D, right? The two mothers. The ash, the ASH in wash or has been washed, okay, is also representation of the letter H, right? When you have the letter H in representation, the number 8, it's going to connect to 2, 5, and 8. It's all going to be something to do with the fixed signs. Um, the other thing about this is the February 11th. So we never reduce the 11th. So what I'm going to tell you is this has to do with something to do with an engagement of some sort. And instead of going
It's on the Julian calendar, right? So then his birthday was moved to February 22nd.
exactly
So it
2
went,
times 11, 22.
yep. So it went from February 11th to February 22nd.
Yes,
But
because of this,
the
it
one
became.
one two, like give you an example is when I went down into the basement on the house of the Goonies Adventure House, which was on January 12th, and that's when I said I would take it, and I started cleaning it up, and that was the first day, and that was George Washington's birthday, inverted on the Julian calendar, and then they
So
gave me
you
the
do know that January 12th is also 112, right?
yes, that's what I mean. It's inverted, so you invert it,
Right.
and you'll get the
Okay.
two one
So
one. A
this
lot
all
of the
has to
numbers
do
that I've come
with the
across,
transition between
everything is
n.
inverted.
What's that?
Everything is inverted. Their system is plain sight but inverted numbers. A lot of inverted, meaning that instead of being 112, it's really 211, right? And instead of like my ancestor grandfather on his headstone, it says he was imprisoned by Winthrop for 4 to 5 days in irons. Well, what it really stands for is the 54th Regiment of ex slave soldier pirates from Massachusetts that were once in irons. And he started the Masons and the church that started the Freemasons also. He built
So
the first state
when you
house in
count, just one second, when you're counting 112, regardless of which way and what you're doing, it's going to equate to a few things. 1 through 12 is a power source, right? It's going to be association to the constellations. And where I picked up this information better understood is when the Vatican in January went in through the doors, and on the doors, it was doors made up of 4 by 2 squares and 4 by 2 squares, which equates to energy. Because of, anyways, I'm not going to get into the whole thing. That's what we're talking about. And again, back to New York, Washington Bridge and the Lincoln Tunnel, they're both electrical. So the bridge, right, the Washington Bridge, is going to be
yeah,
talking
George
about the
Washington
electric in
Bridge.
the air.
It's amazing what's along the Hudson River all the way up
So
along
it's
the
the
Hudson.
electric is in the air. So we're going to equate this with the moon. Now the Lincoln Tunnel is going under the ground. This is where the cubes are.
1935 by FDR, which was already there. They just expanded it and put a new tunnel in.
Perfect. The center of the cube is 35. The 19 connects to the moon. It's an absolutely perfect number. 54, it's a sun cube. They add up together. The 8 and 19 is 27. Back to the red sun cube. All equates. The iron curtain it has to do with the clock, something to do with the clock.
The
Somebody
irons
rang the
that the
clock.
men were once enslaved in,
Oz.
right?
Oz or ounce. You can look at Oz or ounce, whichever way you want to look at that.
But you're the one who got me into the numbers, and it's just amazing. The more that I dig in and the more that I can open my mind and see it, it's like, wow. It's like another whole world, it's another language that I never knew about that's right there in plain sight. It's always smacking you in the face.
Well, it's what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, but basically, like making it so that I can see what you're doing, right? Like understanding the numbers and going, wow, they're everywhere.
Well, I'd like to
Everything.
understand it a little bit more myself. I mean, if you take a look, like when you
They
look at
can't
the
lie. The numbers don't lie, right? So we can always tell the truth on the frequency when you measure it, because you can't lie. The numbers never lie. Like you
uh,
can't lie that 12 inches is 12 inches. It's always going to be 12 inches on the numbers, right? But
well, you
someone
know
may
what?
like
There,
say
that's
12
a
inches is
questionable.
like,
It's a
they
funny
hold their
thing that you
hands out
brought
and
up
say,
the
this
12
is 12
inches.
inches.
Stop 1 second, 1 second. So you brought up the 12 inches and you talked about number 12 and you talked about number one. And the thing about the 12 inches, and back to your one again, is before you have 12 inches on a ruler, you have to start at the first inch.
Yes. And Abraham Lincoln's birthday is February 12th.
Right?
The
Yes, because
money
yes,
pit,
you mentioned that. Yes, yes,
the money pit
yes.
drawing says it was 212 feet deep because I
So,
believe
so
that they
what
wanted to.
what year is this from 1776? Next year is the 250th year.
Yes, and Roxbury Township is was founded on December 24th, 1740, but that was the entire northern New Jersey at the time.
174. So we run a yeah, there's a lot in New Jersey. I mean, just having the word New York is a 555. It's an energy cell. I know the whole
Yeah,
area
and
is
then
an
you have
energy
the
cell.
Raritan River, right? There's four rivers that flow into Raritan Bay, just like in biblical times. I talked about the four. You have the Raritan River, you have the Hudson River, and you got the Shrewsbury and the Navesink. They
Yeah,
all
yeah, it's a
flow in.
complete source. It's a hub. It's a big hub. And so is
Yep.
Tennessee. If you want to do anything else, do some research on Tennessee.
Yeah,
Somewhere around
Tennessee.
Tennessee,
There's
all
so
around
many
Tennessee.
pyramids down there.
What's that?
And there's a lot of pyramids down there. And then the Spanish were there in like 1528. You know what they were doing? They like treasures. The Spanish.
The Aztec Maya, the Aztec Freelies. I wonder if they really exist.
I
Aztec
tell you
Freelies
what,
of
the
1539.
artifacts and the in civilizations that were across Long Island and Connecticut and New Jersey, it goes back like it's like each civilization kept coming back. During the interglacial, like now, and they lived here and thrived here. But then when the ice age came back again, they had to go south again
What I
because
say?
their rivers dried up and their
No,
canals
no, but,
dried
but
up.
what,
And
what ice age?
oh, the ice ages that have occurred every 100,000 years for like the last, I don't know, millions. Like every 100,000 years, there's another ice age. It's a cycle. It's repeating cycles that
Sure. I
has to
want to
do
show
with.
you something.
This is the amazing part,
Look,
right?
ice age. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me take this off.
Because what happens is right now all the
Hold on,
methane
hold
is
on. I
being.
said, hold on a second. Look, here's the word
Sure.
ice. Here's the word age. The ninth letter, the first letter, the third letter, the seventh letter, the fifth letter, the fifth letter. One, one, one. The heart of the cube, the ice age, when they created to start over again.
Yes, it's a replenishing of the earth and the new start and the new beginning
Fire,
at the end of the
fire,
ice age.
air, air, fire, fire. The
Yeah, it's a
cube is
constant
here.
like
This
a
is where it is. This is the
recycling
sky
of.
pass from the cube.
It's been going on for a long
So you
time.
can tell me any stories and find any stories, but it's only the stories that are out here that what regardless, all they want to do is they want to on purpose have everybody chasing this and chasing that when the whole thing is I can't even say what it is. I'm too aware of too many things right now to be able to
Yeah, well,
be
the TikTok
precise.
shop books are amazing, and that's what we like to read these fictional books. So that's for entertainment purposes only.
I'm just trying to see. So listen, I gotta have a few people that walked in, so I'm gonna be taking off
Sure,
from
sure, sure.
the.
I'll step down, but it was a pleasure. It was
Yeah,
great talking
thank
to
you
you,
very
brother.
much. And
And
I wrote down all that stuff because whichever way you go with your talking, I know every time you come up, you always give me a piece of information that like it just like it works. So
It's so much like my backyard when I grew up, which used to be the Dodge Rockefeller estate of 112 acres. That was my backyard. And George Washington had a house on the corner there on the mounds that they moved around the corner. 112 acres was my backyard, 211 for his
you're
birthday.
again, yeah, 100. So the thing about 112 is that it's what it is 4 moons. 4 by 28 equals to 112. So you have a 1 1/4 moon cycle in that as well. And again, it's going to be relative to what it is. Let me just do this real quick.
Washington had the stone that I found, and so did Lincoln. The stone of wisdom, the stone of scones, the stone for the next Solomon's temple to be built.
Here, I want to show you something. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the Vatican doors,
Okay.
right? These are the Vatican doors.
Yeah, and they open it up on Christmas Eve because Roxbury's found on Christmas Eve, but their spirits can't affect me or the ones that are protected, right? We don't let the evil spirits in and they can't come into your life. But if you drink alcohol, you let them in now.
So how do we know all these things?
Through going through the experiences. I've been through hell and back, my friend. My ex-wife, born 9/11, her father, Friday the 13th, named after St. Francis. I'm not even, I can keep going on. It's like,
Yes,
wow.
we all could, but I'm trying to just keep to the subject. And
Yeah.
it's not. It listen. Just know one thing. Just remember one thing. If you believe in anything that happens on this channel, if you're coming up here for any reason at all other than your own, just to note this channel so far, as I'm going to just update really easy, not by my words. We live in a mechanical universe. There's no death that happens ever other than those for those who are alive and those for seeing and knowing what is coming, but they never see it at the end. It's an energy. It's what we don't know is the scariest thing. Even when you mark out the word, check out this one word I saw tonight.
What's that?
That word right there. Die within the cube, the Indians within the cube, the nature divide.
Hmm.
They even show it in this team, the C, creation within the high heavens, the high Q. They gave us the strongest ability for intelligence. It's even in the word the C here. This is CIH. The I and the H are within the same word. But anyways, regardless, I have to go upstairs. I'm back in a half an hour.